da da da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. You know, when we talk about diversity, it's fascinating. All my life, excuse me, all my life, if you live in America, words like diversity and culture had a negative context. You know, you think of culture, you think of something in a petri dish that you study under a microscope. And America's guilty of that. Yeah, you know, you get the impression looking at America that it's black and white. No, there's Asian and Latino, and there's so much more. But over the years, I started thinking about the word diversity, and I'm sorry, I define the word. I am diverse. I'm not even like most of the white men in my genre. Not even close. My music tastes are extremely diverse. My interests are extremely diverse. Hi, baby Ghosty. How are you? Can you hear me? Am I transmitting audio? Baby Ghosty has the cutest little black kitten. So cute. Cutest little black kitten. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing better. That's good. I'm all right, Vizier. I'm just weary. I'm groaning inside as the earth groans, waiting for my redemption, waiting for my deliverance from planet Earth. Let's get a rock band together and let's start making new music. Waiting for deliverance from planet Earth. Thank you, baby Ghosty. I just did a video collab with Pooja. I love Pooja. I don't even know her. She doesn't even know me. She gets in a 55-gallon barrel full of water. I don't know if it's Nepal or India. You can tell she's in poverty. And she does videos splashing herself in the water. And I was shocked at the number of American trolls that get on there just saying horrible things. Women saying nasty things. I said, you do realize that she lives in another country and she doesn't have a bathtub like we do? Let her alone. She's having fun. Well, she's seen me defending her. She's been giving thumbs up on me. So I did a collab with her with the India music, the Bollywood music playing, and her in the barrel. Baby Ghosty, I did respond to that, and I saw it. Kazoo is in the house. Right on. Hi, Kelly. I'll tell you what the definition of diversity is, and I'm going to give you one that's unconventional. One who holds the views that I hold. When America talks about diversity, they're not as open to it as they claim. Take, for instance, I did a video this morning talking about gluttony. I already know I'm going to get feedback and pushback. I'm just laying out the facts. There are people that believe I don't have the right to say the things I say. Wait a minute, that's not diversity. I hate speech. I break the mold. I tell what I believe is the truth. When I'm opinionated, I say it's an opinion. When I say it's a fact, I say it's a fact. Hello, yup. Good morning, Tons. Good morning, Vietnam. Good old Robin Williams. Hello, yuppie. How are you? Baby Ghost, your story shocks me. I won't divulge unless you want me to. That is, wow. Glad to see you too. Thank you. But I love Pooja. And I did a collab and I wrote a comment. Give a shout out to Pooja. People, I was accused the other day of being racist. How many American men are going to put Pooja in a collab, dive it into a 55-gallon barrel in a kitchen in India? And who's going to do that? You know why I like her? Because she's free. She has simple fun in a barrel of water. She's totally clothed in her India garb. And she's playing music. And aren't we supposed to encourage people to have joy? I mean, so what? She's in a different culture. So what? We Americans can cross the bridge too, you know. I'd love to eat dinner with Pooja. I'd look at her and say, I love your stuff, man. You are funny. Funny. Tans, you're awesome. Hello, Shane. Yeah, it is a vacation to leave the United States, isn't it? It is. I could have a funner time in Manila or just about anywhere than here. Shoot, Augusta's not a vacation. This is a drudgery. I know, you got heat exhaustion, bro. Hi, Jody. How are you? What is SHDHD? What is GER? Matthew Smith, do you speak? All right, Matthew, bye-bye. See ya. Can't do that. Ghosty. Let's be honest. How many times have people done that? I'm talking about diversity, that I am diversity. Matthew is no longer going to be annoying. I don't know. That must be a kid. Hey, Matthew, didn't school start? You better hurry up and catch the bus. Better get to class. Oh, wait, this is Georgia. We start early here. We start way early. For some people, it's still a month out. Kelly, I will never call you a kazoo. Kazoos are the most irritating thing. I can't even, crazy. We used them as party favors. Kazoo's fun. But when you told me that is funny, your family's history, I got that at the flea market. This is really cool. This is a red glass. That's actually the kind of light that hangs upside down in a ship hallway. I have spent an hour looking for a tool. I sat down and I have yelled in my house. I said, tools don't just disappear. Now, I just had it. Where did it go? I go from room to room to room. I look everywhere. Okay, I don't get to finish the job because I can't find the tool that I just set down. No, it's a light bulb. You just change the bulb. And the light is not red. It's a soft white with a red globe. Hey, CC. Sierra, how are you? I'm glad you came in. Hi, Trent. I want to know why. I haven't seen Sierra in ages. How's your job going, girl? Morning, Jay Bird. You got to remind us when it's your birthday so we can sing to you. I like to sing crazy for somebody's birthday. Ghosty? That's good, Sierra. It's good to see you. You went through a tough time and we prayed for you, and God is good. I'm glad you got work, and I'm glad things are going better. I want to see that silver dress. Would I look good in it, Kelly? Cece, oh my gosh. I just got over a summer cold. It's 90s here. How does that happen? I work in a hot warehouse. How do I get a cold in summer in Augusta? I got over it, but it was brutal. Now flu's going around. I'm like, that can just pass me right up. It is. It is, Sierra. I don't know what's up with that. That's such a weird thing. And you're burning up, Vajir. I never had a summer cold in Colorado, Minnesota, anywhere until I moved down here. But I talk about Pooja. She's either India or Nepali. She just has fun with her YouTube. And people were leaving nasty, hateful comments. I said, y'all don't realize in America you got showers and bathtubs. She's sitting in a barrel full of water. So what? Who is she harming? She's not scantily clad. She's being a goofball, and I think it's awesome. How come we act like that over here? How come we see somebody in a different culture, we act all weird? That's a human being, man. That woman is like me in her own way. Being goofy, having fun. I'm going to shout out to her. That's the whole thing about being a Christian. We're not limited to just our little lane here. And because of technology, we can use technology to reach across the aisle to touch somebody else. Why don't we do it? Oh, well, they're weird. They dress different. Their music. So what? I love it. I'm glad they're not just like, I'm glad they don't listen to iHeartRadio. I'm glad they don't have a Starbucks. I'm glad that they're not like us. There's something freeing about that. What are you struggling with, Sarah? No family otter nest. What, Rhea, are you talking about? Hello, Shepherd. Most of us are Christians here, bro. Most of us. Diversity is us. Diversity is me. Diversity of thought, diversity of expression. That's why I wear this. That's why I can listen to India and Bollywood music. I love some of that stuff. Some Americans think it's irritating. Yeah, how'd you like to ride in a Silverado, listen to their country kicking hee-haw all day? No thanks, I'd rather listen to Bollywood all day. I am diverse. I don't follow the path that everybody here follows. Cece, I just spoke yesterday morning in a video about that with no chat. Laodicea is talking about an unsaved group of people. Jesus says to Laodicea, I would that you were either hot or cold, but because you are lukewarm, I will spew or spit you out of mouth. The Bible also says, for God did not appoint us to suffer wrath. He did not appoint the church, the bride of Christ, to suffer wrath. The wrath of God comes in the tribulation, and it's called the time of Jacob's trouble. That's a different dispensation. When he saves us, we're saved. Listen to what the word says. I and my Father are one. All that the Father has given me shall come to me. I will in no wise cast them out. No man shall pluck them out of my hand. See, Trent, and that's just the way it is. We're all different. Now, there's some country I like, don't get me wrong. A lot of it I don't care for. I don't like rap. Baby Ghosty, I hope you get better. I know you've been going through a lot. Thank you for keeping on. Don't despair. We need you. Bollywood music is absolute fun. It is so freeing. There's one where they're all standing on the top of a train, a real choo-choo. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. The women are expressive. The men are having fun. They're colorful. It's like the old choreography of the 50s and 60s in American movies. What happened to that? What happened to that? Our movies suck. What happened to musicals? What happened to all that? The music in America has taken a turn for the toilet. I'd rather listen to Philippines. I'd rather listen to Chinese. I'd rather listen to Bollywood because it's lively, it's upbeat. I don't have this horrible demonic feel over myself. Jesus hasn't given up on you. He said, Sierra, I will never leave you nor forsake you. He does not say that to an unbeliever. He says that to us that are saved. And Sierra, we prayed for you and God provided. You went through an unfair, unjust time. You lost your job because somebody was being an idiot. And God loves you and provided. He cares about you. He loves you. He's not going to walk away from you. Even if we get cool towards him, he doesn't walk away from us. Absolutely, Z. I'm not familiar with Interstellar, Trent. When I think of country, now I don't think Kenny Rogers was classified as bona fide country, but I liked Kenny Rogers. I liked Eddie Rabbitt. I like some Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson. A lot of the country today is not my cup of tea. Thank you, Tans. Girl, I'm always on fire. Call the fire department and spray that hose on me. I'm hot. Yeah, it's garbage, and I won't even waste space. A lot of the music produced today is the kind of stuff that makes me think of dog poop on a lawn and flies going zzz, thinking this is delicacy. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's poo-poo. Or as we would say in Mexico, caca. It's caca. And even Mexican music is better than this rap. I'd rather listen to Mexican polka on the radio any day than this stuff. Any day. Vijay, I don't know why they do it. They're proud of their sin. They're rejoicing in lawlessness. That's what that music is. And it's not music, it's just noise. It's what I call tribalism. This music, when they're playing it so loud in their cars and shaking the walls of people's homes, it's like the dog running through the neighborhood and pissing on the fire hydrant and the fence post, marking their territory. It's disgusting. Now, I don't hate country like I hate rap. I'm just not a fan of a lot of country. There is some country that's good. There is. More of the older stuff. I know. Hi, Ash. How are you? But diversity is not defined by a race. Diversity is diversity of expression, diversity of apparel, diversity of music and food, cuisine and the arts, and you expressing. And what we're seeing in our culture today, I've heard of that. Are they good, Ash? And I admit, I like the older American and British music, the hair bands, the 80s, 70s. We were talking the other night in here about Gordon Lightfoot and Kansas and close my eyes. La da 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 da. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Oh. I talked about Moody Blues, Nights in White Satin. Unpack that piece of music. You had orchestral. You had lyrical intellectualism. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. And I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh. Haunting and beautiful. I mean, powerful music. I love that song. Tuesday afternoon. Those gentle voices I hear. Now I'm on my way. Music is not the same today. No offense. But Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, it's not talent. That is an opinion. It's not talent. Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks. Now, I don't agree with some of her beliefs. I sure don't agree that she thought it was more important to kill her baby that she had with Don Henley so she could perform. But she was talented as all get out with music. I did, Sierra. We talked about it the other night because I was unaware of it until somebody told me. He got sepsis, according to Colette. And when you get sepsis, it causes you to go mad. And he's stabbing himself on TikTok. I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. But his definition of a hater, he sounds like he hated anybody who had values. And the celebs are tearing him up right now. That's thank you, Bite. And that's the thing. It's tribalism. It's overcompensating for something. And I will go psychological on this. People go through the neighborhood with a they're making a statement. They want you to fear them, to have them in awe. I'm going to have you in awe because you're playing something that's shaking my house. Why? You're a small little boy inside. You're a small little boy who has not grown up. You have no respect. You talk about respect. You demand respect. You're shaking people's homes. You don't fook with people's castles. I think so, Bites. I think so. Today's rap music needs a C added to the front, and it's crap. And it's garbage. It's not music. It's not melodic. There's nothing remotely good about it. It's demonic. And people who take in a steady diet of that are vulgar and foul and nasty. Fact. One day I come out, I was doing a live, and somebody was playing, I don't give an F. I don't give an F. I had to walk over and say, hey, excuse me. Can we not do that? It's shaking my house. And the one guy apologized. Well, he didn't say I'm sorry. He says, I'll turn it down. And I said, thank you. Duh. Can you not? You know this has bothered me. Why do you keep doing it? Yeah, it's garbage. And I don't care what the laws and what people say. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. But diversity is more than just a race. Diversity is, now see, I don't like her at all, Bites. I don't like her or Cardi B. I think they're foul. I don't think they're ladylike. That's my opinion. I pray that they get saved. You're not banned from chat. Trump, I see your words. Why would I ban you? Yeah, they said the viewership went up when he was stabbing himself. We have a culture that is fascinated with violent video games, fascinated with violent music, and they like watching that. I cannot. I don't want to see that. Yes, sir, Oliver, I work every day, but it's not work time right now. Trump, you're not banned from chat. I slept. I went to bed at 7 and woke up at 12:30. It should trigger us, Sierra. We were not made to watch that stuff. It's disturbing. No, we're talking about Perez Hilton. Yeah, I wake up early too, Tennessee. I mean, that's just my thing. I bought the red light at the flea market. I love it. Mood lighting, man. I'm in the red light district. I talk about things you're not supposed to talk about. But Perez also mouthed off about decent people. I talk about politicians. I don't believe what I do is attack. I talk about the truth. He was attacking people. No bueno is right. Ice cream. Is the ice cream guy broadcasting right now? Good old Seth in his toilet seat. For a while there, he was doing countless videos having a blizzard ice cream and making goofy sounds. Uh-oh. I've always feared that somebody in Down Under is watching me. I got no privacy. Whoa, whoa. Hi, Kelly and relatives. You are tuned in to the one and only Ocean Heart. You know what? This zipper bag is gay. I have to fight to get it to zip. The manufacturers did not make it line up properly. Quality control was not doing their job. That must have been a Monday. That's a gay bag. Done with it. Colette! Did I not say hi to you? I did not purposefully ignore you. I apologize. No, are you a douche flute that just got deleted in the room? Why would you call me Jeffrey Dahmer? You watch violent movies and you think I'm him? That was stupid. Priscilla Espinosa. Interesting. They are. They just come in and shoot off their mouth. And that's why I got so mad when I saw him doing it to Pooja. She gets in a blue plastic barrel, 55-gallon drum of water in her kitchen. I'm like, so what? She's having fun. Is there somewhere that says thou shalt not get in a 55-gallon barrel of water with all your India dress and attire on? No, there's no law against that. And I've seen American women come in there and make WTF. And yeah, you go to India and talk to them India women like that, you won't do it. I promise you. They won't tolerate it. Those women aren't little mousy women you can just push around. But I'll tell you what, some of those India women are happier than the so-called liberated Nazi queens over here. Yeah, that one. So I encourage Pooja. She's having simple fun, and I, as an American and a Westerner, can look at her thing and get some satisfaction. I like seeing people be genuine and have fun, irregardless of their culture. Well, hello, ladies. Kelly. I don't know whether to blush. I love the red light because it hides if I blush. This is perfect. I don't have to worry about visibly getting embarrassed. That's one thing I don't like about being white. When we blush, everybody can see it. That's right, Colette. Nepalese either. People think that about Asian women. They have a spine. They'd be sweet and loving, but if you push them, be the last time you do it. These mouth-off women over here that think they're so tough know nothing about Southeast Asia and what it's like. Those women work hard, physically wash their laundry by hand, cook by hand. They don't throw stuff in the microwave. They don't walk over to Starbucks and spend $9,000 a month on their dog. These people over there are living to survive. And they got way more quality than these raggedy, I'm not talking about you, these raggedy so-called ladies over here in America. Well, you know what? That's the mood today, Uplight. They're voting in clowns all day. That's right, Colette. Ria, what language is that? I'm not able to translate. Where's Robin? Hello, Robin. I saw you, but I didn't see you. I saw somebody say hi. Yeah, she is a douche flute. That word came from Mob Rules. A lot of them are Vajir, and there's not a darn thing wrong with saying it. A lot of the culture today in our country is not feminine. It's not ladylike. It's not sweet. I can go to other countries and find more sweetness in the women than here. Tans, you ought to hear her voice. She's a lady. She's sweet. You look at the women here are brutal. They're trying to be men. They talk tough. They talk foul. They get up in your face. I won't stomach it myself. Robin, welcome from down under. Absolutely, Uplight. Sarah, you're all right. And people will get mad at me for saying this. Most of the women come to my channel. They're here because they agree with a lot of what I say. And I think most of the women here are decent people. Hi, Brittany. How are you? There's been a big shift. And I noticed it when I went overseas. Now, overseas, you got to worry about being catfished. But a lot of the women overseas still have femininity in their favor. I'm all right, Brittany. Where are you from? I'm in Georgia. Hot Georgia's going to be ridiculously hot for the next, now it's pushing into 2 weeks with this miserable, demonic hot weather. They say the devil went down to Georgia. They have, Colette. I agree with you 100%. Illinois. Hey, we got a lady in here by the name of Cinnamon who's in Illinois, and she talks about it there too in a not so good light. Illinois is a hard place to live. And you guys got that hot weather and tornado weather and grasshopper cornstalk weather. I remember going through Illinois back in '86. The grasshoppers in the cornfields are thick. I had a '62 Chevy pickup. Did not have the windshield washers. I'm getting blasted with grasshoppers. I had to stop like every 50 miles at a gas station and use a squeegee to clean my windshield off. Thank you, Robin. And I'm not perfect. I don't think I am. There's a Mexican woman at the flea market I spoke to, and I do like her. She's in her 50s. And the Fiji Island couple said, Mike asks about you all the time. She looked, really? I said, yes, ma'am. She's petite. Would I date her? She was interested? Absolutely. They said she was through a bad relationship and not interested in dating, but I've caught her staring at me and smiling every time I see her. At this point in my life, she shows an interest, I'm going in. Yes, Bibbs, absolutely. No, I didn't. I wrote a note and forgot at the store, but that's the living room one. I hardly ever go in the living room. Nobody likes being screwed over unless they're a glutton for punishment. Fall is decent. Spring is decent, but yeah. What is Halloween is gas? What is that? Miranda, how are you? Gray sweatpants weather. See, people ask me, why do you dress as a woman? Women's clothes are cheaper. This is very comfortable with as hot as it. Why am I going to wear a man's shirt? I got to go to work today. One of the shirts I wear to work, I cut the neck out of. Somebody came up and said, man, you trying to look like Rambo? I said, I'm trying to be cool. And if the boss ever said something, I wouldn't say it, but I like to say, you want to pay me $100,000 a year, I'll dress for success. But I work in a hot, sweaty warehouse for substandard pay. No, I don't believe that I should have to dress professional. Wow, Kelly, it's winter. Down by the sea, we're rugging up for winter. Love that song by Men at Work. Well, thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. Welcome to this channel. Bibbs, I get so much flack for this, though. Sometimes I think about just putting it away and I'm going, no, because I wake up in the morning, I like dressing. I'm a man, I'm 100% macho, but I have a feminine side. And most men deny. They try so hard to deny. Hide behind their lift kit and their gun rack and their beer can. Okay, cool. You like being what everybody else is doing? Go. Thank you, Brittany. I appreciate that. No trying, keep shining. Hey, that sounds like lyrical content for the next song. No trying, keep shining, be who you are. Don't listen to the lies of a society enslaved by chains. Trying to please everybody will get you nowhere. I've tried it most of my days. It didn't give me any more paycheck. It didn't chase my blues away. All it did was make me live under the constant scrutiny of one man's opinion. You go to church, you didn't wear the right clothes. You go to work, you didn't say the right words. But you don't pay me. You ain't gonna judge me on that final day. I gotta stand before God. How about if we break down everybody and have ourselves a little church? Oh yeah, can I have an amen? Come on, everybody, step right up. We're gonna talk about shedding the shackles from our life and getting free. Sorry, I got on a roll there. You get called a poser. Why do they call you poser? That's so dumb. That's right, Brittany. I'm tired of trying to please everybody, 'cause everybody can't be pleased. I have a hard enough time pleasing my father, and he's the only one I should please. Can I have an amen? I don't gotta stand before you, my sister, or my brother. I don't gotta give an account to my mother. I gotta give an account to a holy God, and it makes me shudder. Yeah, come on now. Yeah, ooh. We're gonna have some soul time. We're gonna have some church time. We're gonna have some rock and roll time. We're gonna get real with Jesus time. We're gonna put off the shackles. We're gonna let our hair down, unbutton that shirt, and we're gonna get up and dance before Almighty God. Really, Kelly? And you weren't ashamed of that. Tans, we gotta. People say white boy don't have no soul. Excuse me. You just sit down in that chair right there and I'll show you how it's done. That's right, Vajir. Hey, Koki, how are you? Koki, I agree with you. And not everybody's worth listening to. There's people I see on YouTube and I'm like, I wrote a comment on the video. What is the point of this video? And I was not trolling. I said, what is the point? I still haven't got an answer. I mean, you got some people on YouTube, they might as well just be scratching their underarm the whole time because they're not doing anything. I'm not transgender at all. I am male, born male, will die male, but I have a strong feminine side, and I combine masculinity with femininity. And I love it, and I'm comfortable with it. Thank you for that, Koki. And that's the thing. Even for me, there are people that can tell facts, but I can't listen to them because it's like, womp. There are very few people that engage me on all levels. And when people do engage me, it's fun to listen to them. I didn't know you did that, Vijir. Now, I don't consider this cross-dressing. Got you, Sky. It is. So I went to Big Lots. I'm going to turn on the light. I went to Big Lots yesterday. My microwave gave up the ghost on me. I take care of it. It was a Hamilton. It was red and black. It was nice. I keep it clean. But she went boobs up yesterday. I was like, what the heck? So I went and bought a new one because I kind of need that. And it was more for a smaller one than that one years ago. And I went in the store. In my girl red shorts and my skimpy red top and pink lipstick on. The black lady in there greeted me pleasantly. I said, ma'am, do you have any microwaves? She said, yes. And a black guy said, yeah, they're right down here. I'll show. They were pleasant. They didn't give me the sideways glance. They didn't look at me weird. They had more than half my midriff showing. It felt good to be sexy. Nobody gave me a weird thing. Nobody tried to hit on me. They were genuinely pleasant. I'm like, that's customer service. Really, Vijir. I had a lady at the flea market, African-American woman. She sold nail extensions and stuff. She says, you want to do your nails? I said, I'm feminine, but I wouldn't do that, but thank you. I mean, she's trying to sell her stuff, but yeah, I love the black stuff. I just put it on. I actually enjoy putting on lipstick. There's something very sexy feeling about it. Hey, Colette, are you still in the house? You better not have left without saying goodbye. Or I will come over to you on Discord and give you a serious thrashing. Thank you, Brittany. I had a woman come in here yesterday saying nobody's going to date you because you're fruity. I said, that's not true. Actually, more women have shown interest in me since I started being feminine than before. Let me ask you, I want an honest answer. How many of you ladies, if we were close by, would go out on a date with me, no embarrassment? Hold my hand in public. How many? I want to see a raise of hands. The way I dress and all that. Does that deter you? Oh, you're walking the dogs. Okay. No, I would do nail polish, but I wouldn't do nail extensions. Wow, Tans, CC, Brittany, that's awesome. I'm ashamed of judgment. Yes. Don't threaten me with a good time. Kelly said she would. Well, you know who you are, and if you're ghosting me today, there's 4 women in here, 5, several from different countries, who would have no problem going out with me, dressed femme. Just stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You'd pay? Wow, now that never happens, Brittany. I always pay for the date. Now that's funny. Do you have red hair, Brittany? Do you have red hair? I would love to try on high heels. I've seen some very cool feminine women's shoes, but they stop at size 11 here. I don't understand that because some of these women have bigger feet than I do. And the shoes stop I'd go out with you, but no PDA. What is PDA? Right on, Sierra. That's funny. There's a man at the flea market. He's married. And he just pulled out. There was some controversy. Somebody threatened him because he cross dressed. He's married to his wife. His wife accepts him. He dressed up like a woman. When he was there, I'd go and give him a hug and take a picture of us with my arm around him. And no, I didn't have the hots for him because I realize how many of us that are Christians, God has to tell people what is, not us. Hi, Kathy. How are you? If only you lived in America. Tans, you are so awesome. Hi, Ricky. Well, Vajira, I judge. I admit to judging, but I try to judge correctly on issues and people's behavior. No, Brittany. You're about halfway across the country. Shoot, I got involved with a Filipina in Hong Kong for 4 years, and I will never, ever, ever do that long distance again. That's too much. And that turned out to be a complete catfish. And I didn't even get to eat any catfish. What a ripoff that was. Didn't even get any catfish out of the deal. That's bull crap. Well, Sky, there are certain things God says are sin, but I just talked this morning about gluttony. Christians are silent about that in America. They're silent about materialism. They're silent about gossip. So we all struggle with some sin. Thank you, Tara. That's a high compliment. I appreciate that. I'm not a catfish. I'm ugly. I'm JK. Oh no, Colette, catfish is the bomb. You can't live in the South and not have catfish. Just don't get catfished. Did you know if you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise? If you go down in the woods today, you better wear a disguise. Because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Anybody remember that song for little kids? Hi, Jessica. How are you? Yes. Anybody remember Goomp, Goomp goes the little green frog? Since when did a frog go Goomp? I've never heard a frog say Goomp. I've heard bullfrogs. Tara, yes. Yeah, I'm going to work soon, Jessica. What do? You want to trade work for the day? You can work warehouse. I'll do what you're doing because I bet you have air condition. It's going to be hotter than HE double hockey sticks in Georgia this week. Picnic time for teddy bears. How about living in a windmill in old Amsterdam? A mouse living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. Where? There on the stair. 34? Ooh, I like younger. Really, Jessica? You work in a cafeteria? I could do that for a day. I could definitely do that. Ooh, Arkansas is steamy hot today too. Wow. I work at a warehouse. I work in the packing department. I pull big, heavy truck parts, 120-pound generators, leaf springs, heavy stuff, differentials. What did I find? Oh, all kinds of heavy stuff. And some things I have to foam. If things are too big, I have to give it to our wood shop department for them to build a pallet or a crate for it. Sometimes small stuff like electronic devices and switches for lighting and stuff like that. They say it rains down in Africa. Well, send it over here, please. Thank you, Colette. I'm trying to honor you. Really, Brittany. Come and work on my truck. Soup up that boring 6-cylinder in a 99 F-150. Cut my muffler off and re-exhaust it so it sounds throaty. I wish I could have somebody drop a V8 in that truck because the body's in good shape. I hate that truck. I didn't like that style of F-150. I missed my square body 95. It was a beautiful truck with a 302. The only thing I have to praise about my truck is it runs good and it's got that 6, so it's easier on gas. Well, thank you, Colette and Brittany both. No, Fajir, that's too much. I'm doing well, Jaybird. I wonder what would happen if I showed at work with this on. It is 5:55 a.m. in Eastern Standard Time. I got a question. Tell me if this happens to you and if this is a pet peeve. I'm busy at work doing some. I'll pack some. I got to go to another department to get the right size box. I got to do this. And somebody will see me and I walk past them 100 feet. Mike! Why do they wait until I'm going the opposite direction to come and bother me? And I got to stop, turn around, and come on. You could have stopped me right there, but why do people do that? I don't say anything, but I'm like, you waited until I walked a mile past you, and now you start yelling, Mike, Mike, I need you. Why do people do that? Kathy, what state are you in? Freezing in New Zealand, wow. Brittany, what time? Oh, 4:55, that's right. You're Illinois. They are ignorant. One of my pet peeves in Colorado is you come down an aisle in a grocery store. I'm pushing the cart, I'm all the way to the right, and would never fail, some Karen would pull her cart sideways and stand there and block my lane of travel and block the whole middle. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with people? I'm all the way to the right. You see me coming. And when I get 10 feet away, you turn sideways and put your butt in the way. Got you, Vijir. You have a good day. Stay cool. Keep your cool. And thanks for your honesty in here, man. Thank you. Hi, Planet G. So I don't play with people. You too, Vajir. Thank you for that. I don't know. Society has to shame us when we dare to be different. And I, frankly, Scarlett, am tired of that. Tired. And I can combine fat, masculine with feminine. I do it all the time. This is real steel, by the way. I am not a coffee drinker because I have such high energy. Caffeine would light me up like a rocket ship. I like the smell of coffee, though. I love the smell of some of those gourmet coffees. Oh, those smell so good. That's funny. If I had a cup of coffee, I will not get to sleep. The caffeine makes me anxiety and buzzing. Tans, you got to touch my hand and plug in for a minute. You know what's awesome about this? This channel has led people that are closer to each other than I am to them geographically. Tans and G are having Bible studies now. That's awesome. Yes, absolutely, Planet. Thank you, Brittany. Interesting, Ricky. I guess it just works different on people. You see, Kelly, and other women will judge you for dressing up. That just blows my mind. You know, to quote black people, that's none ya. None your business. You don't want to dress up cool, but why do you got to say something to me? I don't understand that. People are so small minded. It ruins their day because you dare to be different than them. Well, ruin everybody's day and be different. That's what I say. Kink their hose. I don't have tattoos. There's some pretty ones, pretty. I don't like all the yucky, beastly ones. When I was in Asia, some of the Chinese women had beautiful, colorful butterfly on their back and flowers and pretty stuff. That's cool. But pot leaves and some of the women out here, it looks like they got damn dog tracks up their arm and speckles and looks like they played with the teacher's blotter in class. I'm like, what the heck? All right, Vijir. That's good, Kelly. We're the new young generation. 4 hours. 4 hours. What time is it there now, Kelly? And you are on Monday night, right? When I get off work, it'll be your Tuesday. Man of the moment, yes. Got you, Brittany. You know, you got some guys and gals, they'll do a sleeve all the way down. In fact, Planet G's got a bit of a sleeve going on, almost look like Celtic knot designs. Hers is pretty cool. Jeremy, Planet G. You can call me Britt. Just don't call me late for dinner. I joked one day with some ladies. I said, I'm surprised you didn't put a spider web under your armpit. One lady said I should put one between my breasts. I said, why? Because nobody uses them anymore? Oh, they got so mad at me. Mandela full sleeve, yes. No, I haven't, Tara. I guess I should look at that. 8:04 Monday night, okay. 4 hours after midnight. The coach turns back into a pumpkin. Don't lose the glass slipper, Kelly. Keep the glass slippers on, okay? Keep them on after midnight. We'll see, Tara. I doubt it, but we'll look. Problem is YouTube is convoluted and constipated, and they don't make it simple. There's no form to fill out. They tell you to set up an AdSense account. I tried, it won't let me do it. I don't want an AdSense account. I want to yell at them, give me the money that's due me. You took 30% out of there. Now give me what's mine. It's not that hard. I don't understand why they can't link with my account. Fill out the tax withholding form. Fill out direct deposit. You can do that's so damn easy. Why is it I can go to my job and get benefits and have direct deposit set up? My first paycheck goes ding straight to the bank, and I can't get simplicity with stupid YouTube. Now that's jacked. And they do that so that people won't claim their money. Butterflies are awesome. I bought one yesterday, but I can't wear it with this ridiculous fragile chain on it. $5 for this. My coworker, his ex-wife, he goes and stays with her at the flea market. And this was what I got. Very cool. The chain is too delicate, and my problem with this, it's too long, and I don't like it dangling all the way down by my belly. That will not work with me. It needs to be up closer. I don't know why I couldn't get that in a chain like this one. So stupid. Turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever you go. This one is the one I got for $2 over a month ago. I love this. It is pretty, Brett. I love it. Really, Brett. This is cool because if I go outside and do my shorts, the light hits it just right and it's all different colors. It's very awesome. Yeah, Colette, I got to figure out what to do. The choker idea would be nice. I don't know about a ribbon. I got to figure out something. When I was in Hong Kong, the Chinese lady made this for me. I still don't know how she did this, but she was very smart. This is from the 1800s. It's very expensive. This is the Chinese-Russian War is what this signified. If I can get my paws out of the way. And when she made this, she made it so I could pull it and adjust it, and it slides. It's frickin' brilliant. And she took a cigarette lighter and even burned the ends so they don't fray. I was amazed at her ability to make a necklace that lasts. The ribbon, I don't know if a ribbon would do good for me. I need a chain, but the eyelet isn't big enough on this for me to thread the kind of chain thickness I want. So this may just go in a keepsake box because I'm not going to wreck this thing. This also came with earrings that I can't wear because I didn't pierce my ears. The earrings are just simple. I didn't even know there were earrings on there until I got home. I'm going to joke to him at work today and say, how am I supposed to wear the earrings? They're just little simple. That's it. Paparazzi. But yeah, they're the ones who go in the ears, in the hole. They had the ribbons on the end of their belts. I didn't know that. I need to use these gift cards. I still haven't used them. Lowe's, O'Reilly, and this, you can't even get a dinner anymore for $25. You're looking at $100 just to go to Red Lobster for 2 people now. I haven't had a date. I don't feel like driving all the way down into the bottom to go to Red Lobster by myself. That's not a go-to by yourself restaurant. The trials of being alone suck. I am not getting my ears pierced. That will hurt. That will hurt. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. I got chokers, Britt. I got 2. One is too tight on my Adam's apple. There was a gal at the Soul Bar wearing it, and I walked right up to her and said, I love that. She took it off and gave it to me right there. Like, okay then. That was a trip. And then when she saw my views on my Facebook, when I had a Facebook, she got angry at me. She was not into my views at all. That's the problem. A lot of women here find out what I believe and they hate me. Wow. I don't hate. I just disagree. But I love this one, but it's too tight. Pushes up into my Adam's apple with that heart. I can't even snap it without a struggle. There we go. Come on. This is cool. Really, Kelly, I've heard of metal allergy. Who sings that, Brittany? What song is that? When Kelly told me to do the song for On a Shore, I want to kiss you all over. I'm like, what is that? Exile? Would you believe I never heard of Exile? But when I played the song, I'm like, I remember this on the radio when I was little. No, I'm not getting my ears pierced. That's painful. This I bought at Hot Topic years ago. This is better for me. Tie the yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. Now, Kelly, I will not do that. I had a lady friend in Duluth. We were sitting in her apartment late at night with those steam heaters clanking and making noises, and she said, I pierced my vagina. And I'm like, huh? You what? Yeah, I pierced the outer labia. I said, why? Because it's cool. I said, okay. This is what you do when it's 25 below outside on a Friday night and you're hanging out at your friend's house. She pierced her vagina and wanted me to know. That was wild. That was really wild. Why did you do that? She didn't show me. She was pretty. She had auburn hair. She looked like a mermaid. I met her at the laundromat. We started talking. She came over to my place. We hung out. She had a daughter named Sarah. Sarah's voice there was something. She'd be like, hi, Mike. Her voice was kind of creepy, but she was a good kid. I said, Sarah, Mom, Mike's here. She got so excited to see me. But, oh my gosh. She'd put her to bed and I'd come over and we'd burn the midnight oil talking. She goes, you want to give me a back massage? I said, shoot, I want to give you more than a back massage, but I didn't. Gave her a back massage. She gave me a back massage. She took her shirt and laid face down. I didn't even get to see it. Oh my gosh, yeah, my single days in Duluth were that wild, huh? What's a Prince Albert? Is that a beard? School start, Chelsea. It started here last Wednesday. I had my nipples, belly button, those snake bites, and eyebrow done. Now, I admit, I do like, some women look hot with nipple. Here's the little barbells. I'm not going to lie, that's pretty erotic. It's not required by me, but it is erotic. Seems like nipples would be painful. You got your own piercing gun? It is. I like nipples anyway, and you put them little barbells on there. I've never been with a woman who had them, though. You ladies familiar with Suicide Girls? And they're not women that kill themselves, but they've got the tattoos. And I guess it's the underwear they wear, but Suicide Girls are very pretty. I call them alternative. Some of them usually dark black hair, and they do a lot of the tattoos. They're very colorful, very pretty. They're beautiful. Oh, Prince Albert in a can. That's right, Ricky. I forgot about that. I would faint. Yeah, I think about my nipples pierced. I'm not doing it. Oh, I have my ears pierced. Prince Albert is a hog piercing. What's a hog piercing? Good morning, Daniel. Hi, Dr. Manis. Why is it when women pierce their nipples, it's so erotic? That's really, really awesome. I don't know about all the eyebrow piercings. And the one lady that rode my bus in Denver, Hispanic woman, she had these big, I'm not kidding, metal cat whiskers poking out of her cheeks. I said, does that hurt? I thought that has got to be a problem. And then you're working with kids that want to grab stuff. No, no, and more no. Only your ears are pierced, Brett. It makes the nipples more sensitive, really, Miranda. Oh, Prince Albert is the head of a ding dong. So, what is the reason for piercing the penis? Why do people do that? Oh, it's starting to get darker earlier. That's good. That means summer. You can just die, summer. You can just go away. I'm done with you. Summer, Georgia, is not pleasant ever. And whoever thinks it is not well. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, I admit, even as a Christian, there are some piercings that are rather erotic, some that I'm not going to pierce my ding dong. Tara, you're feeling woozy. What's the reason for any piercing? No one's getting their hands on my puppies. Kelly, that's funny. I want to kiss you all over. That's funny. Clitoral stimulation. Making a statement. Well, I tell you what, folks. There's some things I will not do. I like to make a statement, but I'm not piercing the hot dog. I like my hot dog. I'm happy with my hot dog. It is not a little smoky, and I like it. I think, and I've been in a steam bath, so yes, I have seen other men naked. Most people have ugly looking sausage between their legs. I was shocked at that. Because you're sitting in there buck naked with other guys. Oh, yeah, got you. There's a woman at the flea market. She puts on makeup every time she's there. And I was watching her the other day, and she did the lipstick, she did the liner. She's that Native American who's black-skinned. She's dating her woman friend. She's beautiful. She got these implants, though, and it's like her boobs are rock hard. When she hugs me, it's like two rocks hitting my chest. And she herself is very muscular. And no, she's not a man that became a woman. She's a very strong girl. She's good looking. I think breast implants are unnecessary, though. I think women, I'm, you can tell they're not real. I like a natural, real woman on that one. I'm not into all that fake stuff. And You're either pretty or you're not. That's it. Oh, goodness. Who's pretty? Who is pretty? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Well, since we're on this wonderful subject, how many people shave down there? I shave a little bit, but I don't shave all that off. I'm not against a woman with hair around her lower. When I was dating Gloria in the Philippines, she would send me stuff back and forth through Facebook, and I said, Gloria, why did you send me that? She sent a picture of an Indian woman leaning back like this with a jungle under here, a jungle under here, and a swatch of fur from here all the way down. I said, why did you send me that? And she was laughing hysterically. I just wanted to see how you, I said, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'm not into that. Mr. Dunham, me the same. I don't want them on me. Now, people ask, would I date or marry a woman that has them? Yes. Now, if she's got skulls and pot leaves all over her, that's kind of a deterrent. Not big on bushes. Yes, crunch. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Women that shave down there is something sexy there. I shaved my face. Right now, I didn't this morning. Look, Colette, you said you never see 5 o'clock shadow. You see it? Stubbly. I don't like it. I wish I could push a circuit breaker, no more hair. I do shave under here because I don't like hair under my arms. I don't like it. It's a gross look. Starting to get a bit hot in the chat room. Offers water to the crowd. I prefer my kitty wax. Here, kitty, put on some wax, kitty. You guys crack me up. I'm going to share something with you. This is not Christian, okay? So if you're not used to this, you might want to tune out. I was in Hong Kong and I was at karaoke up in High Rise. I would go to Maurice's all the time. And there'd be different Filipinos there and they would dance with me. And one day this gal kept following me around. And the toilet was a run room toilet, very small. You open the door swings open. The whole room was this wide. You go in there, you shut the door, and I had it locked. I pee, I do my thing, I go to open the door blasts into me. I said, hey! I didn't even know who it was. I said, can I get out first? And it's one of the gals who was dancing with me. And she leans against the door and she goes, I'm curious about you. I said, can you let me get out of the bathroom, please? And we walk out. I said, you're a little aggressive, don't you think? I'm sorry, I like you. I said, okay, well, what gives? And we go down the corridor around to a staircase, no lights. She pulls up her shirt and tells me, suck my breast. I've never had my breast sucked by an American man. True story. True story. There were so many people going up and down that corridor, she did not care. I mean, just blew me away. The boldness. Asia was something else. I saw some things over there I never ever thought I'd see. It was true. I mean, they were nice. And I did. I leaned right over and went. I did not take off my clothes or do anything else. She goes, thank you so much. I have to go back now. I said, really? You just wanted me to suck your nipple and that's it? Okay, that was cool. I did. Right on the stairs. And not in a windmill in Amsterdam, but in a sky, low rise in Hong Kong. That was a trip. Hi, Dragonfly. Are we just talking about stuff? Stuff. Oh, I'm gonna get my stuff out of my. Yeah, life is interesting. Kelly, am I talking filth? I'm just telling what happened. I hope you're not offended. What am I doing? I cooked my oatmeal in the new microwave. That's not cedar, that's actually knotty pine. That's from the 50s. I recycled and repurposed that. Rustling around back there, you're so funny. Thank you, Kelly. Talking filthy. You guys crack me up. Look, I Christian or not, you got a woman putting a breast right in my face and telling me to suck it? Okay. Now, that doesn't mean I do every woman like that. If I'm not attracted, no deal. But that hasn't happened in a long time. That was wild in there. Try walking around Walmart in those loose shorts. I've walked in Walmart in these shorts. It's been 8 years. Yeah, my microwave went on the fritz yesterday. It's in the trash. Tomorrow's trash pickup, so I bought that. That thing was $68. Tans, I tell the dang truth. Let the chips fall where they fall. Somebody going to be precocious or whatever the word is for it, and they're going to shove their nice firm breast in my face and tell me to lick it. I'm not going to say, well, I can't do that. I'm going to start singing Laura Branigan. Whoa, 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 whoa. You take my self-control. I live among the ladies of the night. I haven't got the will to try and fight. I'm sitting here in Hong Kong and I'm being tempted beyond what I can possibly handle. That's crazy. Quality control. Mike reading half comments. I got you, Dr. Manis. You know what I've learned? And I'm going to be very brutally honest, ladies, and you know it's true. When a woman loves a man, I look at guys that are aggressive. Guys that grab, touch, push. I've never done that. It don't matter if I go to Asia. It don't matter right here in America. I can mind my own business, go to work. If a woman's interested in me, I try to be a gentleman. And it's only a matter of time before they on their own, doesn't matter their age. When I worked at transportation, there was a woman named Tiffany, came on, two different Tiffanys. One came in here, she was doing Uber Eats, and she called, Mike, can I use your bathroom? I'm too far from my own house. I said, sure. She walks in there, leaves the door wide open. I didn't stand there. She comes out, she says, Mike. She pulls her shirt, her bra up. I said, what are you doing? I thought you want to see these. I said, well, honey, we're not going out. You got kids, your lifestyle. I didn't ask you. I just want to know if you like these. I said, well, yeah. Touchy, touchy. Girls will, on their own, open the lunch counter. I don't have to ask. I don't have to make hints. It's happened all my life. And I'm sorry, all you got to do is play it cool. A woman's got all that going on. She's going to come up and say, wee-hee. Kelly, I missed myself with laughter. It's true. I'm telling the truth. I'm not embellishing that. I don't have to force anything. I remember I was dating a girl named Dawn. I was in Duluth. Dawn was an adult. Graduated high school. I was in my mid-20s. Dawn calls me. I lived down in Duluth. She lived in Hermantown. Thank you, Towns. And Hermantown was up, on the hill above Duluth. Couldn't see Lake Superior from there. Hermantown was kind of like out in the country. She said, my mom works at St. Luke's. She said, she called me on her break and said, if you want Mike to come, he can catch a ride with me and come out and visit. I said, really? I said, man, I'm only 2 blocks from St. Luke's. She gets off at this time, meet her on this side and she'll pick you up. So her mom drove me out there. We hung out for a while. She went to drive me back home. Don and I got in the back seat of this big, blue, old, loud car. Boy, I love the sound of that car. They don't make them like that anymore. Don and I are in the back seat. I got my arm around her, and Dawn, I have my hand, my left hand, and she pulls my hand up under her shirt like this, and then pulls her shirt and shoves it right there, and I'm like, I'm holding a boobie. I mean, she was bold. I love that. I was like, wow, she just grabbed my hand and put it under her bra. Okay. Britt, thanks for coming in. I hope you come back. Don't be a stranger. Colette. I used to say that, Britt, catch you on the flip side, catch you on the rebound. Dubai. Well, really? Thank you, Brett. We got a good group of people here. I know we don't always talk about the birds and the bees. This channel is real humanity. I was always amazed how a woman could take her bra off with her shirt on, and she did it with such speed. How do you get all that off? They just smile. It's magic. Bye, Brett. Have a good Monday. Stay cool. It's going to be a hot one in the south and probably up in Illinois. I remember I've been back east from Arizona, spent 2 months in West Virginia, Morgantown. About mid-August, when I was going through Ohio, it got freezing at nights. I remember, you get out of Georgia and you get up in August in some of the northern states, the weather starts turning cool real fast. Does it still do that? Have you been to Hong Kong, Paul? Man, this is nothing but a bag of sand. Oh, the night is my world. City lights, painted girls. One-handed bra removal. Really, Colette? Were you good at that? I'm sorry, that turns me on when a girl's slick at that. I don't know why. I like seeing a girl in a bra. I think bras and straps are fascinating. I love to watch women. I'd love it if I had a girlfriend and she just came over to my house in her bra. You know what? What is with these stupid bags that they will not zip lock? That's crazy. I envy women who can wear bras. I can't wear a bra because I don't have anything to cover. It's not going to work for me. But I love women with bras. I just think that's really awesome. It's fascinating. We used to call it petting. Petting. Kelly, that would be awesome. Oh, dump the trash. I appreciate you guys. An old word, but true, petting. And for my next trick, Why is a bra fascinating? I mean, I like it when a girl doesn't wear a bra, but I like it when she takes her shirt off and just is comfortable walking around with me in a bra. That's really awesome. You'd be laughing so much. Hey, I'll try to be serious when you're applying makeup because I don't want you to laugh and go, oops. But I'm going to be honest with you. I felt such guilt with Dawn. I enjoyed feeling her. She stuck my hand up her bra. And I was so honest. I said, I feel guilty. I told her later. I didn't mind it. I said, I know, but I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to do this. And I just always felt such horrible guilt. I did not have sex with a girl until I was 27. It was by accident. Sarah. She came over and we were fooling around and we had all our clothes off and I got on her and yeah, that was amazing. I mean, now that I'm not supposed to do before marriage. Men-made bras. We won't be able to be serious, no way. Wow, the neighbors will hear raucous laughter. What is going on over there? I don't know, that's that weird dude that live over there in the house. What holds promise? A bra holds promise? Tans? Colette, you would have to put it that way. Yeah, I mean, I was on her. I went into her. Thank God I didn't get her pregnant. And I let my friend interfere with that. Let me tell you this. I had a friend. He believes Christians, we need to be accountable, and I used to agree with that. He lived 25 miles out in the country. Instead of calling my house saying, you're going to be around today, he never did that. I'm in there making love with Sarah. And he come up. She's like, who's that? I said, oh my gosh. He can't see me. There's a landing. You come up some steps, and it was the entryway to my bedroom side, but you can't see. There's no window there. And he'd knock again. I mean, my place was small. You knew it. He'd like spend 10 minutes, knock. And he'd leave. And then he'd leave a message on my answering machine when he got back home. I know you're in there. I know you're not doing what pleases God, Mike. My neighbors don't even pay attention to me. They paid attention when I started straightening this property up. The people across the street sat out in folding chairs when I opened up the front porch wall and made the entryway. They watched me all day tear it down, take out 2 big sliding glass door panels, not moving, stationary. I laid the panel down, took the sledgehammer, and I gently dropped it to shatter the glass so I could throw it in the trash can and get rid of it properly. Bent up the frame, and then I restudded it, tar papered it, put in the window, CDX'd it, painted it, and picked up all the crap in the yard in 8 hours. And to them, it was like watching a movie. Southerners are enjoying watching a Northerner actually work his butt off, tear out, rebuild, restud, reframe, window, tar paper, and transform the outside wall of his house. I'm like, man, these people must be bored that they're watching me They've never seen anything like this. It was fascinating. Weed mice. I don't know what Colette looks like. I've never seen a photo of her. She showed me one of her mom, and her mom is very pretty. But Jeff was intrusive. God used me to reach him for Christ, but he became so bossy. I said, Jeff, well, if you know I'm sinning, do you think that that's the time to come banging on my door? You expect me to come with half my clothes off and say, hey, Jeff, what's going on? Why don't you call me? I never said that. I should have said, why don't you call me before you come down to see if I'm available? Could you do that? And I know that what I did wasn't right. You shouldn't even be dating her. She's not a Christian. I know Jeff, but she's going to church with me. Jeff had a lot of impact in my life, and I broke it off with her. She was the best Caucasian woman I ever dated. We never had a fight, never had a disagreement. I was totally attracted to her. Totally. I was stupid. And yeah, Jeff became increasingly more self-righteous, but then he complained about being married to his wife. And I was like, it took me years to finally articulate in my mind, is God going to reward somebody for staying in a marriage where he's carping about it, complaining to all the brothers in the faith about it, Aaron and Scott and what was the guy's name that did my taxes? There was a group of us. He actually brought the group together. For years. Is God going to reward him for bitching about it and staying? God looks at the heart. Oh, he didn't know he was not interested in women. I was mentioning about Julie, the Italian. I said, she's beautiful, Jeff, and she always talks. Mike, she is pretty, but I have no interest in women. He truly is the definition of gay. And that hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. Last time I talked to him, I wrote him a letter when Tina was here, because I was mad about some stuff. Years had gone by, and I said, I need to set the record straight on some things. He just wrote back a complete, I'm almost 80 years old. I don't need this. I don't want you dredging up the past. Dredging up the past? You did some things, and you never took ownership for it. You doubt what, Tams? I'm lost because I talk and I didn't see the comment. My friendship with Jeff, I did not have an attraction to him. I never did any of that gay stuff with Jeff. Jeff had acne on acne and it had left facial scarring. It was so funny to listen to him define what was a good-looking man and what wasn't, and I never had the heart to say, Jeff, you are fugly. And you're judging all these men. You are not handsome. We all went down swimming on Lake Superior. Aaron, he took his shirt off, and Aaron said, wow, Jeff, you look like Chewbacca. You had carpet all the way down his back there. Look like Sasquatch. Oh my gosh. Well, he read in the Bible after he got saved. His wife was not a Christian. And the Bible says if the unbeliever stays, do not put her away. But if the unbeliever leaves, let her or him depart in peace. So she didn't want to divorce him. See, one part I left out in this is when my wife and I inherited her mother's property and estate and the money that was hidden all over the house in 2006. Jeff, I asked him to come help me do the remodel. I offered to pay him. No, I can't. I'll mess up my taxes. I said, I will buy you a new pickup. His truck was getting rusted and all. No, it'll mess with my taxes. I said, it will not mess with your taxes if I sell it to you for the bill of sale of $1. You bought it. There's no tax. He was so stupid about it. He helped me for 2 months. And in that time of him living in the house, I slept upstairs, he slept in downstairs. I couldn't deal with the guy. And he was trying to spend the money. I said, Jeff, I don't want to, that's too much. Well, you can't take it with you. I said, hold on. You had a house on 40 acres. And you talked your wife into selling 5 of the 40, and that property was her inheritance. And you wanted to build this brand new 2-story house and an outside studio so you could go hide in the studio and a garage. And you got deep into debt, and I don't live the way you live. We can't, I said, we need that money. We got to get jobs up here. He was a bossy butt. Took control. I finally said, I need you to finish the following things. I will do the rest. I can't deal with this. Oh, gay men have no scruples. Because gay men, it's not about love. It's about getting the rocks off. That's it. The taboo of doing it with other men. Is it still red? Oh, I won't be in the sun today. I'll be in the warehouse. I don't know, Tans, my issue with Jeff is complaining for years about being married, but saying, I'm trying to please God by staying in it. Well, then quit fussing. Because you're not in it in your heart. You're just doing it out of religious obligation. And that's where I differ from people. I will not fake it until I make it. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. No one can force me to love somebody I don't love. So, when I divorced my wife of 14 years, oh my gosh, I wasn't even in contact with him anymore. He called me. You didn't have biblical grounds. Jeff, we haven't even been talking for years. Now you want to play spiritual authority. I'm not going to do what you did. We did not get along. 14 years I tried. I'm done. How come the chat froze? That's weird. The chat totally froze. Hello, are we airing or did the stream slip up? And I have had to learn the hard way. Oh, there we are. Oh, Planet G, welcome. Hello, Donna. And the problem is too many Christians do things out of a dutiful obedience, but their heart isn't in it. That's what I see in the Baptist church I go to. We're going to do the right things, but we're not going to do the right things. You know, like showing love, like, hey, Mike, how are you today? I didn't get welcomed. I went in there yesterday. A couple of the fakes made a feeble attempt. Hi. Hi. Oh, what a waste of time. if Christ doesn't change you enough to care about other people. And I've shut down. I picture my life like the Titanic. No, not hit the iceberg, but an ocean liner. When I get around people like that, I picture this big, beautiful steel black hull. I'm inside here. You're not warm, you're cold. My door is shut. You can see the light shining from my decks and all that beauty, but I'm in here where it's safe. Hi, Donna. Yeah, Tans, I'm not going to fake it. And I'm going to be honest with you, people can fall out of love. And I'm tired of the church's pat answers of dealing with that. Oh, God hates divorce. Yeah, well, guess what else the Bible says? Clowns. As far as it depends on you, live at peace with all men. I almost said with all men. If you've got a situation where there's no peace, and it's constantly like that, I'd rather take the risk of divorcing and having peace than staying in that. So I don't break my vows. The vows are already broken when there's disrespect. How is obligation love? It isn't. It isn't. Love is voluntary. And too many Baptists and too many people, even me, it's built in me because I've been raised in a Baptist setting that we just do it. You got to be a man and suck it up. But I try to temper that. Baptists are known as being very dogmatic. I'm dogmatic on truth. No argument there. But living out the Christian faith is not easy. And when I first got saved, I was very judgmental about Christian divorces. Not so much now. Not so much now because I understand. The church pushes for people to marry. They push it. And then when it goes bad, then they yell at the person divorcing. Strife is not marriage. Colette, I agree with you, but there are some I could not fall in love with my wife. I did not love her. I wasn't going to try to love her because I didn't. We were contrary to each other. I like to talk a lot. She did not. I'm passionate. She wasn't. I had energy. She did not. She criticized not my flaws, but my character. You're too intense. You like to talk all the time. I said, those aren't flaws, hon. Those are who I am. I look at what's happened with my son and her, and I have no doubt that leaving her was the best thing. Jeff would never fall back in love with Carolyn because Carolyn and him were never in love to begin with. I still don't know to this day. Jeff had a gay thing going on way back when. Why did he marry a woman? Donna, we all got our baggage and stuff. Yeah, my ex-wife and I was married 14 years, so I didn't just throw it away. I stayed. I realized within the first couple weeks of our marriage that I made a mistake when something happened. It was that part I didn't see that was who she was. And I'm like, well, I made a decision, you stay, and I stayed 14 years. Wasted my time and hers. We had a kid. I never wanted a kid. God brought that boy into the world. God has a plan for that boy. That is my son. I will never disown him, but I'm not talking to him. I'm not going to have a son who's been disrespectful and threatened me just so many years ago, never took ownership for his bull crap. And I was blamed and tar and feathered because I divorced her. And my ex took my son the minute we got divorced and talked crap about me. A mature, godly parent doesn't talk bad about dad, say, your father and I couldn't work it out. That's your dad, I'm the mother, we're not going to talk about this. My ex-wife is extremely childish and immature, and she's been like that ever since. Nothing has changed. That woman is 6 years older than me. 66 years old. She's old now. No one's going to marry her. Nobody wants her. Because I left her for the legit reasons that anybody else would leave her for. That marriage sucked balls, and I did not like it. We never made love once in the 14 years. We had sex a few times, and I regret that. I looked at her one day in the truck, and I thought, I'm totally embarrassed that I'm with this woman. I have no pride in this woman. None. She bucked me at every turn. She wanted to call the shots. She wanted us to move to Denver. She wanted us to move to Ohio. And the day that I finally said I'm getting divorced, I grabbed my own balls and became a man. But Jeff, oh, you don't have biblical grounds. Yes, I do, because she had a ring in my nose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have no regret for divorcing her. I have regret that I have a kid brought into the world that's still living with her. And he got on here on my channel complaining about me dressing this way. And I called him back and left a voicemail because he never answered. I said, excuse me. The son does not tell dad what to do. You and I have not had a relationship in years, and I've tried. You don't even message me on my birthday or Father's Day. We've had no discussion. And now you want to weigh in on how I dress? Go get out of your mother's house. Go get a full-time job and be a man before you tell me about manhood. Get out of my box. And I blocked him. I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with that. Nothing. Yeah, and that's the worst thing they can do, Donna. We got to be mature. I don't like my ex, but let's just stop it. We're done. We're free from each other. Your dad and I don't get along, but that's your dad. That's your mom. And even then I said, that's your mother. Don't disrespect her. She fed those fires. And then he started stealing from her, started giving her trouble. He wouldn't go to school, skipped the last 3 years of school, and blamed all that on me. Left notes on my pickup truck. I'd go to work and see another nasty gram under my wiper. I got so pissed at that. She was a biatch. I said, let me tell you something. Whatever bullcrap you and him got going on has nothing to do with me. It's your lack of discipline. You spoil him, and he's running all over you. That is not my fault. If he was with me, I'd paddle him for this stuff. And he knows it. Stole all her jewelry, including the stuff I gave her in the marriage. Gave it to his friend who took it to the pawn shop. You know, crap like that. My son never came to me and said, Dad, I'm sorry for the hell I put you through. And I told him, when you want to deal with your BS, let me know. You're not going to be boss over my life. You don't have a right to anything of me. We don't even have a relationship. You are my son. I will not be immature and disown you, but I'm not talking to you. The only way we're going to talk is when you start with, I done screwed up, Dad, and I need to pop. Okay, now we got somewhere to start. I'm the head of my house, and even though my son's an adult, I'm still the head of my house. You want a relationship with me? Just like Jesus. You want a relationship with Jesus? You have to admit you're a sinner. You can't have it any other way. And I don't know why These liberal mothers say, but that's your son. I'm not going to beg him to be around me. He wanted to move up here. I said, no. I told him, you ain't robbing my house when I go to work. Dad, I wouldn't do that. I said, I don't trust you. No. And now you're buying all these guns? No. 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 I love to wear a diaper. What? That is not the same Kelly who was in this room. Where's Kelly? Where is Kelly? Did Kelly leave? Yeah, that's... Where's Kelly? I'm sorry. If an adult woman likes to wear a diaper, you're out. I'm not even going there. There's some fetishes, it's like, no. Yeah, Kelly, I had to look for a minute. I'm like, that ain't you. Spammers are active. I have made decisions, and I know when I stand before God, I'm going to be shedding tears. People say I don't have self-awareness. Oh, yes, I do. Every day I live with guilt. Every day. I lust. I cuss. I don't do this right. I don't say this right. But you know what I noticed? All the years I live with all this guilt, I noticed something about most Americans, including the people that have wronged me, my son, my ex. They have no guilt at all. How the hell does that work? How come I have all this guilt? I'm aware of my sins. How come nobody else is? The people that cut you off on the road. The people that are assholes do your work. Why is it nobody else has any guilt and I have all this guilt? And I realized because you were jacked up by your upbringing. That's why I live alone. Tina was the best roommate I ever had. You're not going to find a roommate like that ever. You can't find it. That was God. And God took her because her mother moved out of Greenwood and moved down to, an hour away and bought a house, and she has obligations to her mother. I hated it when she left. I have felt guilt. I've had to have my ex blame me. Your son without his father. I said, will you stop saying that? I divorced you, not my son, and you need to stop. You listen to Focus on the Family, and I used to too. James Dobson has had a successful ministry and became a millionaire combining psychology with Bible. I don't agree with that. And I used to listen to him. He had some good things to say. But if you listen to his programs, I noticed something stands up loud and clear. James Dobson had nothing but women on his program, and he always bashed dads. Always bashed. Yes, Jessica, welcome back. Bashed dads. He never said about the faults of women. Never talked about the immaturity of women. Never talked about Christian women that character assassinate the Christian dad. And that's when it hit me. James Dobson was a simp. He built a ministry where women ate out of his hand. James Dobson is not a man's man. Not at all. He had a program called Focus on the Family, but he left out all the sins that women do. If I'm going to run a ministry, we're going to talk to the women and the men and the children and these teens. And I'm tired of the excuses made for these rude-ass girl teens today that come in with their lip out and their attitude. I don't care if you're having your period. I don't care what you're going through. Stop being a biatch. I wouldn't tolerate it. And they let them act like that. And then they sit there and clap every time they sing and praise them. And they walk around in there with their little, give me a break. Our society's a joke. Our church ain't growing. Pastor said yesterday he wants to take all the pews out. I'm not a member, so I have no say. He said, I want to get chairs in there so we can break up into groups where we have different things. Why are you going to take out oak pews just so we can have a bunch of folding chairs? That costs more money. We got a fellowship room. We got an entire building back here that a school years is during the week, we got to tear up the church? I'll tell you what, we're not going. We're not going anywhere. George, we're not talking about that. But that doesn't disprove the flood. I see you're the resident atheist. The flood happened. The fish survived. You might want to understand that the oceans became very salty once the rains came and the globe flooded and the salt washed down into the sea. So, there's a lot of answers for that. I would challenge you to read the Genesis record by Henry Morris rather than go round and round with me, because you're not going to win, because God has proven himself. The flood is real, and the idea that God doesn't exist is a lie. I'm not in the mood for that right now, and I got to go to work. All right, George, go back to your mother's basement and go to bed. Or be a man and go get a job, okay? Bye. Who did I just throw out of here? Why is George still showing up? I haven't been brainwashed, but you clearly have, Dave, or Dean, or whatever your name is. Telling me I'm brainwashed or I believe in the living God? Sounds like the devil sent you in here. Put on your diaper. All right, folks. On that note, I gotta go. You guys have a good day. I need your prayers. I'm struggling inside because I don't want to go to work. I don't want to keep facing this wretched heat. It's going to be miserable the next 2 weeks. I don't like it. I'm rebelling inside. And I don't feel free in our country anymore. I feel trapped. I feel trapped in a shitty job that I don't like. And I'm struggling. I'll get through it, but I don't like it. So I need your prayers. You guys have a good day. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you, all you men and ladies, for coming in. You guys have an awesome day. Be safe. God bless you, and come back.